Mike Read and Elvis is sitting on the sofa. Hello, Paul Hugh. Morning to you both.
Hello.
Paul, you're obviously a bit of a fan.
Yeah, well, I'm more of a fan. I'm like the people you've just seen in on that videotape. I'm actually an Elvis, a working Elvis. So I get out there and I actually sing the songs and I kind of strut my stuff for for the paying public.
Is there a lot of work? Sorry, out there. There is still.
Yeah, there's loads, and there's actually quite a lot of work, and there's I think the UK has the most Elvises per capita of anywhere in Europe or in the world. So there must be enough to keep us all employed, and I think the UK, especially the northwest of England, has, and York in particular, for some strange reason, have very many Elvises, and they're all working.
Collective name is Elvi.
Elvi.
There are Elvi.
Yeah.
30 years on, it's still very relevant to music. Somehow there was, I mean, and it gets reworked like A Little Less Conversation was last year.
Yeah, well, you can take a song like that was never big first time round, never one of Elvis's big songs, work it in that way and still have a #1. It's extraordinary. It's testimony to the guy, really. I mean, how many impersonators of other artists are there around the world? Not that many. But Elvis, every street has an Elvis in it, doesn't it? Really?
Virtually, yeah.
What is it about him? What is it? Is it the songs? Was it him? Was it the moves? What was it that's so special, do you think?
I think what was special here is that no English boy could ever be Elvis. They could possibly be Cliff, they could be Lonnie Donegan, they could be one of the Beatles. That was within reach. Elvis was never within reach, and it's bewildering still that he never came here. How many British acts could sell multi-millions in the States and never go there? I mean, it's extraordinary, really.
He did tap into something you were talking earlier about, sort of Bill Haley being around at the same time, but Elvis was the first one to shake those hips, and in the early years, he really did strut his stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you can see behind here.
Jailhouse Rock is pretty mild, actually, compared with other songs.
Well, famously, Elvis caused such a sensation on TV that they had to film him from the waist up, and then on the Ed Sullivan Show, all he had to do was whittle his little finger, or maybe his index finger, and then that caused meltdown on the airwaves in America.
How are your hips?
They're quite well oiled, actually. I mean, because I think it's the daily exercise keeps them quite nicely nicely hinged.
And you probably noticed that neither of us have been shot from the waist down, which is quite proper.
Yes, so just one of my favourite stories is that he once entered an Elvis Presley lookalike contest and allegedly lost.
Yeah, that's the apocryphal story. Yeah, and it was with singing as well. I mean, this is how good the impersonators can be. They can actually be better than Elvis.
The trouble is, in a sense. In one sense, it is a lot of the Elvis history is airbrushed. If you go to Graceland, there's no mention of prescription drugs and that sort of thing. I mean, there was the darker side to the man, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. And I think when anyone does a musical here, people from Elvis camp turn up and say, so what are you going to do with the king? And they make sure that it is, as you say, a little bit airbrushed. But, I mean, the key thing, as you said there, it's all about the music. I mean, and that's what it is. People still love it. Of all ages, every age loves Elvis. I mean, we're going to be playing Elvis all day today, and I guess other radio stations as well. So, I mean, it's still that. I mean, all that time on after somebody's death, it's extraordinary. I mean, in 1970, would we have been still playing a whole day of songs from somebody who died in 1940? No.
Also, you talked about the control of his image as well. The controls are even tight, even in this day and age as well. Image and the rights to his music and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I think the Colonel's legacy lives on, doesn't it? His hand is reaching out and still controlling, really.
Yeah, well, interestingly, quite recently, the rights to Elvis Presley estate were bought by an American billionaire, a guy called Robert Silliman. And the whole attitude to protecting, the Elvis estate has changed. So really, up until quite recently, you will not have seen or heard any products being identified with Elvis songs or imagery, but you're starting to see it happen nowadays.
We're going to do favourite songs, and then you're going to sing for us, Paul.
OK.
Your favourite song?
Yeah, I said earlier it's now or never, but then you start thinking of so many others, don't you? No, you do. I mean, Angel, I love. That's a great song. Love Me Tender. Don't is just a wonderful song. There are so many of them. I mean, I can't wait to get in this morning and play them now. I'm all keyed up now.
Angel is a very nice song.
It's a great song.
Yeah, my favourite song is If I Can Dream, based on the Martin Luther King song. It's a gospel song, but the song I'm going to do, because it's a song that may still at least sound roughly okay, given that haven't got any backing, is Always on My Mind. And I've just got to kind of readjust
Yes.
my
You
seat.
just get ready for it.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Mate.
Mind the sock.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as often as I could have. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. Come on, Mike, join me now. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Oh, thank you very much, baby.
Elvis is still in the building.
Elvis is
Well,
definitely
Elvis never
here.
actually performed, did he, in Britain? But he landed at Prestwick
landed at
Airport.
Prestwick
exactly.
Airport, yeah.
I've
That's
seen him
right.
live on television now.
Yeah.
At
Very
least
much,
in
thank you.
spirit.
Yeah, I love that. I just watching you there. You've obviously watched the videos, and I love the curling lip as well, Paul.
Yeah, well, listen, I have to say, to start with, there's a lot of mannerisms that when I was studying the videos that I kind of really worked hard on, you know, and the sibilant S a little bit, you know.
Yes.
But it's kind of infused now, so even when I try to take them out, it's still there, you know, so it kind of just goes up automatically.
Lovely. Have a great day playing the
Thank you.
records.
Thank you very much.
That's very kind. Thank you.